Hey, good afternoon. So today we have a special service call. It's Navien mixing valve. The three-way, not mixing valve, but the three-way valve is broken, and it's only about a year, more than a year, a little bit more than a year. And we're just in here to change the three-way valve. And it's Christmas season. Happy holidays. So that's nice decoration. So you gotta believe. Nice. So this is our kit here. So when you're a service tech, you should have all of this. So this is the three-way valve. Okay. When you're a certified service tech, when you go for a service call, you gotta make sure you have this kit. When you're a certified, okay. This is specifically for Navien NCB-H right here. NCB-H. Where's that thing? Okay. So this is the list of everything that's in here. Okay, all the parts and the description and all of that. Okay, that's for this model NCB-H, and this is our boiler here, combi boiler. So when you talk to your customer with a service call, you can ask some questions to know before you come here to see what's going on and then the error codes and stuff like that. So this is the NCB 240 110H. And then they're saying that they have heat but they have no hot water. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So the best and easy way to check is you turn on your the heating side, which is your thermostat. They have two zones on this one. Turn off the thermostat so it's not calling for heat. Okay, because this is the primary loop here for the heating side, that stainless steel primary loop, see? And this is the secondary. So when those two are off and you turn on your hot water, the flow of water is not gonna come down here, and go that way, because the three-way valve is switching it to go to the heat exchanger of the shower, that little thing over there. Okay, so with these new models now, there's a switch right there. So that's the three-way valve right there. Okay, so you're switching it right there from the going down to the bottom over there, or going to this heat exchanger. So that's the three-way valve. When this three-way valve is not working right, or it's stuck in one position, that's why either you have hot water only or you only have heating side only. And that's the part that we're gonna change. Okay, some of it could be just defective or dirt in the system, stuff like that, or it's just electronic side of it. So we're gonna make a video in how to take that out, the whole process. If you stay with me, take it out and then replacing it with a new one. Okay, so I'm gonna post the video first so I can just get everything ready. Okay, so using our Navien screwdriver, a Philip bit. Okay, see, and it has magnet. So so using our screwdriver, we remove 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the board will be out of the way. Okay, and you also need to make sure you unplug it. Okay, and then now it exposes our three-way valve right there. Okay, so we're gonna change the motor and the three-way the valve itself also. That way there's no more issue with the whole thing. Okay, so then once you remove that, you unplug that, you have to drain the pressure. Okay, so with this we have this water feeder here, so we can just shut this off, or you can also isolate it from here. So since we're just going to be working in the boiler side, not in the distribution side, we can just shut off this manifold bulb. It's kind of hard, but yep. So that red bulb right there. Okay, when you have a good installer, they're gonna put all of this manifold, which is very easy for service. If you hire just a cheap one right there, they might not even put this whole manifold, and that is very hard to fix things, you know. So you isolated now the distribution baseboard side to the boiler side. Now you still have pressure inside, so you have to drain the water out. So there's this boiler drain here. Okay, you don't just want to take out the three-way without releasing the pressure. So you want to make sure you remove all the water in there. So when you remove things out, there's gonna be water come out, but not a lot. And you're not surprised with the water spraying on your face. Okay, so I'm gonna get my bucket and hose. Okay, looks like he already has his bucket here, because the homeowner is trying to get this one going. So he did the flushing on this one, and then we can just use this, drain the pressure. Okay, let me hook it up and then continue the video. Okay, so when you try to drain the system, try to hook up the hose in the blue side, because that's the return area, and that connects to the bottom of the heat exchanger right there. So when you open it, it will just release the water on that heat exchanger, and then on the red side, that's where the top side of it is gonna suck in the air, so it doesn't create a vacuum. So you gotta open this up so it will just drain. If you do it the other way, it's gonna be bleeding water here. So you want to hook up here, and this would be the air, for air coming in, so it doesn't vacuum. Okay, so we're gonna be using a three-way valve motor only, and the three-way valve itself. Okay, those two you need. Okay, so this is the whole set. So instead of changing just the motor, we're gonna change the whole thing. Okay, so this is the comparison with just the motor, and this is the whole set. Okay, so that's easy swap out. And then we also have an instruction on how to replace that thing. So always read the book if you're in doubt. Okay, here's the book right here. So see, when you have this thing, it's in the instruction. I should not need to make a video but sometimes people want to see how to do it in real life. You know, sometimes the book will get you confused, but it's right there. Okay, three-way valve instruction. Disconnecting this Molex connector for the motor right there. Okay, and then you could just change the motor. You pick the screw out, but we're gonna change the whole assembly. So I'll show you. This model right here is easier to change than the older version of NCB, because with the older version, the motor, the pump, that pump is right here, and you have to remove everything to just get to the three-way. This one is already exposed, so this is very easy. Okay, I don't know if somebody can see it or not. I'm gonna try it with one hand. Right there, that's the first one, and then there's this clip. See that? That's the clip right there. That's the clip right there, and then the bottom side is just unscrew here. 1, 2. Okay, that's right there. So to remove the L clip, this is the clip right here. So you just shove your screwdriver, a flat screwdriver, anything that you just slide it out that way. That's for that, and that's out of the way. Okay, so you know that's for that. And then next is this guy here. This guy is easy because you just really, even by hand. I mean, I have a perfect hand to do this kind of service call, because I have like a girl hand, small hand. So that's already out. That's for this side is going for the domestic heat exchanger. This is the clip for that, and that's for the heating side, going back return. Okay, that's good. So you already unhooked those, and if you want to, this one is for the whole system changing out. So if you want to just change the motor, so you just basically unscrew this to take it out of there. Okay, not unscrew, but the clip. There's a clip, not unscrew. There's a clip behind it right there. See that? So that's the clip. That's the only thing holding it. So Just gotta be careful not hitting anything else. But that's the clip right there. See, you pull it up. That's it. That's just for the motor. If you're changing the motor, changing the motor is easy. Just that's the hook right there, and then you take out the Molex wiring. Okay, and then that pops out. So you just a little water there. That's why you want to drain it as much you can, so you're not gonna have a lot of water inside the system. So, and let's take a look what's inside of this. See, there's some dirt there. So it does needs a regular flushing every year. End of the year, end of the winter season, you do that, and also after the winter season, you just flush the thing up. So it's just the gasket that's holding it. So you just gotta slowly spin it. So since I'm doing the whole assembly, I'm just gonna do it one video for two. This is for changing just the. See, it's spinning right there because this thing is spinning. So you gotta unhook it. Because there's a lot of gasket in there. Just holding him in. You see that one right there. So nothing's holding, it's just the gasket or the O-ring that's holding him. So the gasket is off. So that could be the reason why it's not spinning, because the gasket inside of the O-ring is off. So that's a good thing that we're changing the whole thing. So we will, once we remove the whole three-way valve, we can see what's going on with it. Okay. So we get that out. So but once you unscrew the bottom, you cannot just remove this three-way because it's tight. So you have to have some play. So for you to get some place, you also have to remove this right here. Let's just click for the top. So always remember the number for it. 223. Okay, same thing with the top. 223. They're the same size. So you don't want to mix up that one to the other one because they look the same. But sometimes they might be the same number. Well, actually they're the same number. I changed one of this before and they have like different numbers. So you gotta make sure what number they are because they have these different openings. So that's out of the way. So like there, I'll leave that out. You push it down so you have space and then you pull it out. So that's definitely dirty. So just needs to clean it up. That's good for that. So you have to look for the airflow, not airflow, water flow. So it goes down. So from the heat exchanger in the top, going down, okay? So next we have more space now. That's a lot easier. So there's just 2 screws in the bottom. Okay, I'm gonna do that now. So the screw for the three-way is actually, just need to double check, okay? It's this guy here, not this and this, okay? Because that one is holding this manifold. It's this guy and this guy in the back. Okay, this and this. So see how it's kind of tight. So what we're gonna need to do is find an angle bit to work on that one. Okay, if it's very hard to take out, then we can remove this, but it should be fine. Okay, so a few things you need to know. Okay, so to remove this right here, there's a screw here. You use this, and then for the other side, you have to remove this for you to get to this, to the three-way. So you can also use for this end here like this. So like right there. Okay, so you can get to that just slowly at a time. Also you can just use this long screwdriver, just enough angle to get to this one right here. You see that? You can also do like that also. Okay, so this is also all sizes of Phillip bit that we could use because the back side is tight. So using this long one, it's not gonna work because we're hitting the board behind. So we're gonna use a smaller one. So this one, so this is the screwdriver that's perfect for it. Look at it. See, it just misses all of that, but you have to take out that union because it's gonna be in the way. So when you take out the union, you'll get the angle to go there. Okay, so if you do this setup, you don't have to unscrew this, the left and right. You don't have to do that if you can just get to that. Okay. Okay, we got that out there. So it should be free now. So what we do is, if you look at it like that, okay, so you gotta turn to the left so you can unhook from the heat exchanger of the domestic. Go to the left, wiggle it, so you remove it from the left side, and then now you can just pull it up. So the screw still hooked, but that's fine. So I'm just gonna unhook the screw because it's still hooked up a little bit in there. Okay, so I unhook the screw. Okay, so what's the other one? Okay, so these are the two screws for the zone, for the three-way valve. Okay, so now we're free. So once you have those, then you're free. So let's take a look. See, that's really dirty. So that's the reason why it broke. But it's just full of junk. So that's what we have. The old one. Then we're gonna put the new one. Old one, new one. Okay. So it's looking in there. So it's just rusty. So it's not coming off because something is stuck from it. So let's try if we can pull it out. Oh yeah, it's stuck. So the white thing is stuck. It's broken. So that's one major failure there. See, so this white thing is holding it, so it's not coming off. So that's why it's very good to just get the whole thing. And there's that spring, but it's just dead. See, so better off buy the whole set, not just the motor. Okay. So we're gonna put the new one in there now. This is the new one. So that's what we have now. Just clean it up, all the garbage, and then make sure the gasket right here is good. So that's what we got there. So it's not hard to change it. It's just making the video to let everybody know. So I put time for everyone to learn how to do this. So it's an educational one. So if you've been watching all the way to here, all to this point where we removed that, please like, share, and subscribe. In that way, you know, at least it would help me out and makes me make more video like this, video tutorial. Okay, so it's not hard, it's just making the video is very hard while doing the work. Okay, so basically, to sum it up to how to remove that is, you have to take this out so you can have some play, and then you can have, especially the back side is the hard one. The front side is easy. You just use this long screwdriver from Navien, from that kit, and then that's easy, straight in. But for the back side, because you're gonna hit the board, then you use this, so you can, but you have to unhook this so you can have that play. That's the only hard part of it, but other than that, everything's good. It's just now cleaning up, putting it reverse way. Okay, and then I'll show you again. So that we have it right now. So there's really 3 connections. One supply there, that side is for the domestic, for the shower, going to that plate there, heat exchanger, and then from the heat exchanger of that right there for the heating side, or for burner. that's where it is. Make sure everything's clean. Check for o-ring, make sure they're set in place. Replace the o-ring if especially it's broken, and then put them all together. Okay, so taking it out, the only hard part of taking it out is the screws behind the unit, like the one on the forwarder. That's the only thing that's hard, but the trick to take that out is just remove this union so you have some space, and then use a smaller screwdriver. Okay, so I'm gonna put it all together now and then show you when we're done. So when you're putting the new one, make sure the o-ring is set on place, and then try to, when you put it, like make it spin when you hook it in, and then just slide it all the way in, and then lock in there. Once you see that they're set together, then you can put this clip. That way it's not gonna move on you while you're putting the screw. Okay, so how to put this clip is just, my small hand is just perfect for this. So if you really have a big hand, maybe try not to do it. Okay, a small hand is perfect to do this work, but if you want to do it yourself, you have a bigger hand, it might be challenging for you. But for me, I got a small hand, I can just, line it up. See, I'm just using one hand right there. You lock that right there. So we just have to make sure that the clip, see, I'm gonna put my lights in it. So see that right there? So you have to make sure that those block, it's like a lip, is in between the hole of the locking system or the clip. So both of them, see? And if you spin them, kind of hard to do this, but let me just do it like this. So if you spin them, it's still in, it's intact, and it's not just gonna come off on you. Go make sure that they're all locked in. See that? So you can spin it freely, and that's locked in. So that's good now on that side. That's for the domestic side. So now we're just gonna put the screw underneath. Okay, so we got the two screws hooked up, back, front, and back. Okay, front and back are hooked up. Then we have this domestic side connected. Now we just need this one here, that part, and then the wiring. Okay, so this one, so you have to make sure that you're in the correct flow, because this is supposed to go back down to the mixing valve. Okay, so make sure that's all clean, gasket is good, or o-ring. Then to put it in, because you have no play in it, so you have to push it down first, all the way down, then you spin it to the inside and then push it up, then you can lock it. Okay, so let me do that right now. So to push this down, see, because if you don't push down, that's not gonna get in there. So you have to spin it, make sure the flow goes back down. See that air, the flow right there. So you push it down until you are creating a space or gap. There you go. I can feel it. It's sit all the way down, and then now you just have a good clearance. See how like not even an eighth of an inch to slide it down there. And once you're up there, then you push it back up. Okay, and then when you push it back up, you gotta make sure that you're lined up. So that the thing there that was like a globe, you want it to be passing that hole so you can lock it. Same thing in the bottom. Okay, so we have our clip, two clips, number 223 or 22.3. So you can go either or, but you can do like that. See, like the one on the top, see? So push that in, so make sure it means that's locked in there, because it goes in between. And then same thing on this. So your line, trying to make sure that you can see it. So make sure from the left side in. Okay, so gotta line it to the hole right there. See there's a groove right there. You have to make sure that they're below that hole. So see, so we need to pull it down, see, so that plug it in like that. Then the top, both of them are lock and lock. That's good. So now we just need the wire. Plug the wire in, then we're gonna test. Okay, first test for leak before we turn on the power. Okay, that's locked. So triple check. So the domestic side is locked. So if you look in the left, is or in the, they're all in the hole. Okay, and then this is locked. The knob or the groove is below this, and then the groove also here is above. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then power. And then in the bottom side, we already triple check the gasket's clean, and the gasket's clean. Screw is tight. So that should be good right there. So we're gonna pressure test this before we put the power on. Okay, so let me take that down. So we're now pressurized and checking for leaks. So far so good. Okay, so if you look at that, that's open and that's open. Okay, and then that main feeder is open also. So everything for the pressure side is good. So now we have to bleed the air out. That's very important. Okay, you don't want this to run without water in the heat exchanger, or it will just go overheat. So let's do the bleeding side. So to bleed them, okay, we can start by this one here because we already hooked up the hose here, but most likely you want to bleed them in the supply side, because water goes in the return, air goes into the top, and then the air will be pushed out to this side. So when you hook up here, you gotta make sure you shut this down. Okay, so let's just do this because it's already hooked up to here. Let's just do this side quick. There's no gasket in this house probably, but that's okay. So you get the air out as much as you can. You see that? Keep looking here, make sure there's no leak. It's bubbling. Once all the bubbles gone, you want all the bubble out. It's probably gonna fill up this thing, so I'm just gonna pause it until I go to the other side. Okay, now I'm on the other side. So on the other side, bleeding it out also. So I have to isolate it by shutting this red up. So once I shut that off, it will push all the air from here going to the other side. So right now it's a switch on the domestic side, so it's not bleeding. It means it's in the domestic side. So once I turn it on, it was gonna call for heat and it's gonna air vent. See, that's how you know that the mixing valve is working, because it's now sitting on the domestic side. So I'm just gonna put the board back up so we can test the plug back in, and that way we can test it. So I'm gonna make a video of everything here, just so if anyone wanna see what's inside a NCB-H models from Navien. Okay, that's the Venturi, that's the inducer there, Venturi right there, igniter, sensor, pump. Okay, everything's right there. Okay, so everything is screwed back in. So I'm just gonna plug it and test for pressure. Make sure there's no leakage right now. It's just the pressure from the top just goes to the domestic side. So it did not switch yet to the heating side. Okay, plug it up and then go from there. So there's air in there right now coming out. So I'm gonna bleed it out to the return side. See, I can hear the air spitting out. Okay, it's just spitting out. So we have to shut this down. I still have the gas off. That way it's just not gonna kick on. And then I'm just gonna shut off the supply side. That way I can force the cold. I can force the air to go out to this side. So like stopping it here, so it will come out to here. Okay. So if you look there, it's not calling for heat, so it's not doing that right now. So I'm gonna call for heat for the heating zone, so I can flush the heating side. So I had click on the pump, and that way it go on the heating side, and it would force the air to come out. That's very important to do. Okay, just gonna push it like that. Now it's just gonna kick out. It's gonna give me an air code because I shut off the gas, but I just want the air to come out from the heat exchanger. Okay, that's very important. So that should be good, air out. Okay, and I'm gonna bleed some more, but that should be good just to start it. Okay, and then I'm gonna shut this off. So it's very, see, a lot of junk in there. It's coming off, so that's good. Just gonna post this and then test for the gas to be turned on. Yeah, you're all set. Just testing right now.
It's like a drink, Tommy, water,
Water. I drink water. Yeah, sure.
And that was it?
Yeah, that was it. You can play with it now. It took me longer because I make documentation, you know.
Tommy, what you for like 2 hours?
I know. It's like maybe, you know, it would be less than an hour. The driving is like the But yeah, I mean, any question, just don't look around. I got all the questions.
So no tech support?
Huh?
No tech support?
I don't need a text.
You've done
The tech support told you it's a flow sensor. I mean, it's not a flow sensor the way you're telling me. 3-way.
Yeah, well, that's what the guy had me. They came, I turned on 3 faucets. And he goes, oh, it's starting to come on. Like, no, I go, it always come out and turn any faucet in this house, it comes on. I don't need it.
It doesn't, you just need one. You only need 0.06 gallons per minute for this to trigger.
Kick on.
Yeah, to kick on. 0.06. It's not like less than that, because if you have a leak, like a drip, you don't want this to keep running because you have a drip. So it has to be at 0.6.
No,
Yeah, to tell the board that, alright, that's somebody's using it, and then that's why it kicks on.
Air is almost 2.0.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
he took this thing out, Tommy.